Hi, I'm Mike Thompson. In this video, I'm going to show you how to replace a broken toilet valve. Notice here that it leaks like crazy out the top. Now this is not normal, and it goes all down the wall. So obviously this whole thing has got to be replaced. I'm going to replace it with this Fluid Master Universal High Performance Easy Install Toilet Fill Valve and Flapper Kit from Home Depot. And you can see what all's included, which is pretty much everything I need. It's even got instructions. First thing, of course, is to have your assistant turn off the water. Then hold the handle down and let as much water drain out as possible. You're going to have to either siphon out the rest, pump it out, or sop it up with a towel, because there's still a ½ inch or so of water in the bottom of the tank. I'm using this Harbor Freight pump. Now this nasty old fill tube with this Kaboom dispenser from whenever has got to go. So that's going in the trash. Then disconnect the water line from underneath. I had to use a wrench to get this started. And that comes off like so. Make sure you have a pan or rag down there to catch the drips. And then you can unscrew this nut here on the valve and lift it right out. And this is also going in the trash. Then once you're done cleaning the stain from the shower curtain that your assistant just put there, you can continue. The flapper comes off just like so, off these two little posts. Very, very easy. And then you just disconnect the chain here from the arm on the flush handle. Now this new one here has this critical level line, which is this little bump here. This needs to be 1 inch above the top of the fill tube. You can adjust the height here simply by twisting this portion. And you can see as I twist it, it gets either longer or shorter. I'm going to have to go a little bit longer for this one, and I'll figure out exactly how much here in a second. It comes with this little gasket and this nut. The gasket, notice, has a taper that goes down so that it wedges in between this valve stem and the tank, and that takes a bit to put on there. I'll set that there, and I'm going to check my level here. I'm actually going to mark the back of the tank with a Sharpie at the top of the fill tube, and that way I can know where to put that critical level mark. So my water level's about there, give or take a ½ inch for the thickness of the Sharpie, and I'll mark 1 inch above that, and then adjust my fill valve to be even with that. So I need to go a little taller. Maybe. This takes a little bit of doing. Took me a few tries to get it just right. And then I need to orient it this way so that the fill tube has the shortest distance possible. So it needs to be oriented like that. That way it's not running to the back of the tank when I attach the fill tube. You can adjust the tube length like so, and you can adjust the float position with the screwdriver here if you need to. Now I'll hold that with one hand while I tighten the nut on the bottom. This doesn't have any way to get a wrench on it, so you just get it hand tight, and that's sufficient. And then while I'm down here, I can go ahead and reconnect the water line with this funky wrench that's really only useful once in a blue moon. The flapper goes back on easily, and then your assistant or you can reattach the chain with just enough slack here to the flush handle. That looks pretty good. Then the fill tube goes onto the fill valve, and this little thing goes right there into the tube, and that's done. Now you can have your assistant turn the water back on. Moment of truth. And you get some of that nasty black rubber residue there coming off. And everything's looking good so far, and then it should stop before it goes into the overflow tube. Perfect. You can adjust the float over here as well if you need to. Well, that's pretty much it. Go ahead and subscribe if you haven't already. I'm Mike Thompson, and thanks for watching. I really appreciate it.